Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're here for the Rocket Report with Jarrod Dennis, principal of Person High School, and we always look forward to these telecasts and radio broadcasts when we have an opportunity to get an update from Person High School, Ridge Road here in town, home of the Rockets. Hello. Welcome back.
David, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here, and we like to keep the community updated on events and happenings, things that are happening right now, and things that are coming up. If you're watching this and we cover some things that have already happened, you should have watched earlier. But we do like to try to do it in a timely manner, but some of the things we talk about could have already passed us. But nevertheless, we want you to know that there are many things, exciting things happening at Person High School. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. We don't have enough time to talk about everything, but we're going to try to get the highlights. And I want to thank you again for having me on this second edition of the Rocket Report.
And we're delighted you're here. The haiku blended learning system, we talked about a great deal last time, and we're proud to say, I know you are, that it's in full swing.
Yes, sir. That's correct. We've kind of hit the road running. I know we spoke about it a little bit last time and what it was, but I will say that we're pretty much in full implementation right now, and the teachers they're really into it. I think the students really like it. They're able to access their assignments not only at school, because some of the teachers use it at school, but at home too. So they have all these resources and assignments that they can pretty much access at every time. And I think, like I told you last time, this has been really beneficial. And we were at a PTSO meeting last night, and Dr. Wendy Staskowitz gave them a little presentation. I think it's the same presentation you may have saw at the Rotary Club.
Yeah, we did. It was a good job.
Well, good. And one of the one of the parents was saying how well the teachers were keeping up with it, and was very delighted in the fact that her student had to miss some time from school, and said that they didn't miss a beat because they were able to access everything through the haiku, through the blended learning model.
Right. Well, in education, just like anything, in business, merchandising, here at the radio station, you have to do, over the years, new things, innovative things, creative things, to keep interest up. And I can see if I were a student today, how much fun this would be, and of course you're learning at the same time.
Well, we have a different type of student. Our students are plugged in, so to speak. And
Exactly.
they use the internet and social media and all these other avenues for communication. So it only makes sense for the schools as well to use it to their benefit to help educate the students. And I will say, from a personal experience I have, I'm going back taking classes towards my EDS, and a lot of my stuff is online. We don't use haiku. We use something called Blackboard, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with, and it's really the same model. So now that when they leave Person High School, if they go to a four-year institution or PCC or wherever it may be, they're already used to using the blended learning model, and that just gives them another foot up, over a lot of other students who may not be used to using said model, and they have to learn it when they get there. Our students will be able just to hit the ground running.
I like that term, blended learning. I like that. It just sort of tells it all in a couple of words.
Well, I think that's important to say blended learning as opposed to online learning, because it supplements what the teachers are doing in class. It doesn't supplant what they're doing. So the students aren't going in and sitting down at a computer and just taking the class. The teacher uses it as a resource to supplement their learning, so they can embed videos into the haiku, put their assignments. Maybe the students take certain assessments on the haiku, but it's not meant for the kids to go in and sit down at the computer and just take an online class as such. It is true blended learning.
Absolutely. You will know about this ahead of time, because this will air before Thursday the 9th, but there's an important parent night coming up this week.
Yes, we have our ninth grade parent night is Thursday, December 9th. And what we're going to be doing with the parents there, we're going to help them access the parent portal, and that's how they can go into Power School, and that's how we log our grades and through the whole state. But they can go in and learn how to check their students' grades, and we do make a concerted effort as a school and as the teachers to keep the grades up to date as much as possible. So we're going to show them how to get in that portal and how to access the grades, and they can stay on top of their students' grades without having to maybe call the school or constantly make contact with the teacher. And we'll also be introducing haiku to some of these parents as well, because especially coming in that transitory period from 8th to ninth grade where they haven't been using anything as such, and
Right.
for us too. We just want to explain to the parents what they should expect with haiku, and explain to them, moving forward, how this, the blended learning model itself, and how the students can access the haiku at home. And there'll be some other things we have mixed in, just giving parents plenty of tools, to help their child be successful during this transition, and help them to be successful as they matriculate on through the grades.
All right. On our notes here, there's something about credit by demonstrating mastery. Tell us what that's about.
This is something new through the state, and all districts do it, and we have to offer it as any other district. And what it is essentially is the student is able to get credit for a class without taking it. Now, let me say that with a caveat. We have some students who may have expertise in a certain area and may not need to take a class to get credit. Maybe they need this class, and I'll use the example, say Spanish 1.
Okay.
Say you have a student that comes in and they are a bilingual student, and they know how to read and write and speak Spanish very well.
Okay.
And, they're going to a four-year university, and they'll need the foreign language component for that. But maybe there are other classes they need to take, and Spanish is something that even though they have to take, they've already mastered. So how this works is the student can get credit for the Spanish class without having to take the class. Now, how they do that is 2 phases. Phase 1 is they have to take the test, whether it's the state test, whether they're trying to get credit for a test that gives an EOC. They have to take that test, and before they can move forward, they have to make at least a 94 on that test to move into phase 2. Once they move into phase 2, they actually have a product that they have to complete. So whether it be a project or whatever the teacher assigns, or whatever the district decides for that particular class, they have to complete that project with a high satisfactory rate as well before they can get the credit. Now, also, parents need to know that it's this works on a pass-fail type basis. So either you pass it or you fail it. If you fail it, it does not count against your GPA, and it doesn't help your GPA if you necessarily pass it, because you cannot get honors credit or AP credit or anything for the class. This is just an option so that the students are able to take certain classes that they need, but maybe they have the mastery for already, get those out of the way, and they can do all this concurrently while taking other classes, so that maybe they can focus on other classes they'd rather take, whether it be higher level classes or other classes they're going to need.
Interesting. There's just so much opportunity nowadays to learn. And it's just it's fascinating.
It is. It's an interesting option, because I was told, as long as I have my figures correct, that Wake County either piloted or they had the program last year, or the option, last year, and I think only 3 students were able to actually get credit by demonstrating mastery. So I don't anticipate this being an option for a lot of our students. Maybe there's a few choice situations that students can use this for their advantage, but it's available, and it's available through Person County Schools.
Yeah, I tell you, SAT. Now I'm familiar with SAT, but PSAT, I'm going to guess, is that pre-SAT?
It is the practice SAT.
Is that right?
That is correct.
I wondered if that's what it was.
No, that's right. And
they're coming
SAT,
up.
Yeah, it's been given ever since I've been in school. And a lot of our students now are focusing on the ACT, and they say, well, why do I need to take the PSAT? The PSAT is useful in, if you are going to take the SAT, which a lot of students still do take, especially for scholarships, you get a glimpse into what it's like. And by taking and doing well on the PSAT, you can actually, it can help you towards certain scholarships. And we'll be giving the PSAT on the 15th. We'll be giving it next week. And another thing I want to mention, actually, as far as testing goes, is the ACT is going to be given at Person High School. Now, it's always been given at Person High School, but it's given in March, and it's given for all the 11th graders. They have to take it. That's the state mandate. However, we are an SAT site, and there are very few in the area that you can take at different times. So either you can take but you have to pay, and you can take the ACT prior to taking it your junior year. You can take it after your junior year, and it's actually super scored just like the SAT is. And for some of those who don't know what that means, it means if you look at all the 3 components of the ACT, you take it as many times as you want, and they will take the best score from each time.
Okay.
And they'll give you your super score, and that's what the universities look at. But we are, again, like I said, one of the few sites in the area. There aren't many around that actually offer the ACT outside of when all high schools offer it for their 11th graders in March.
The actual letters ACT. What does that stand for?
The ACT, oh, hold on. I wish you would
Academic.
ask.
That's okay.
I wish you would
We're
ask.
so, we're that's okay because in our day and age we're so used to using terms where sometimes we don't forget. That's okay.
It just escapes me right now.
That's okay, no problem. Now I'm going to have the opportunity next week to talk with some nice folks, and we're looking to that about Gear Up, and I'm looking forward to that. But we wanted to touch on Gear Up today.
Yeah, Gear Up, it's been very successful at our school, and we actually, and I talked about it last time, we have someone from the College Advising Corps, and she's a college advisor that works with us as well, and they've really been working in tandem on a lot of different stuff. And what they're trying to do now is they're trying to set up workshops, and they're also setting up opportunities to meet with individual students to kind of prepare them for the application process. And a lot of people don't know that there are several universities in the area and outside the area as well that have early application, and you can go ahead and you can apply earlier than much others. So they're being proactive in going ahead and starting talking to some of our seniors and getting them ready for if they apply traditionally towards the middle of the year, or if they want to apply to some of these schools who allow the early application. And they've been working a lot with them and working with them to let them know when the deadlines are and what's needed for their application, and making sure that also they're trying to get them into the schools that they want to get into, because a lot of students, they have these schools that they've always wanted to be into, and the counselors and Gear Up and the college advisor are good with letting the kids know, well, this is what you need, this and this is when you need to do it to apply for the school you want to get into.
Busy time, always a busy time.
Always a busy time.
But exciting.
It
exciting
is. Yeah,
thing.
I know it's very exciting for these young people because this is a big step. This is what they've been looking forward to their whole academic lives thus far, and now they're getting ready for college, and they're excited, and it seems that they're taking full advantage of these resources that we're offering to help get these kids into school.
Before we talk about the big homecoming game and the parade and the game against Northern Durham, I did want to ask you one other thing, and that is our German exchange students. They're here. I'm guessing they won't be here much longer, though, will they?
They're here for about 3 weeks. They got here last week. Yeah, and I think you're going to talk to them before long as well, aren't you?
Okay, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's on our schedule.
Oh, good. And they're here. We have 19 students from, it's a school called Anna Gymnasium, and that's in Seiberg, Germany, if I pronounced that correctly. And they're here, and essentially what they do is they do go and look into classes, and they find out what the lives of students in United States, North Carolina, and especially Person County are like. And we also try to show them some of the cultural things, and we take them to the Capitol. We take them around Person County and try to expose them to what life's like in this area and what life's like in North Carolina, and give them a good cultural experience. And we're coming up on the 30th year. This has been something that's been it's been a partnership for a long time, and it's going strong, and I hope it goes strong for a long time. And from what I understand, the Germans enjoy it. They really enjoy getting a look at what life's like here, and 19 students, finding 19 students to come over here, that's a pretty good group.
I can't remember if it was the German group or maybe it was maybe China. I'm not sure, but at any rate, we had a little field trip planned for them. We took them to Orange County Speedway, and
Did they get to see a race?
yeah, actually got in the race car, and they was really excited, and it was just. There's always a learning experience on both sides of the picture when you look at it.
Yeah, that's correct. And we send our students in the summer, and so we send a group in the summer, and they go over and visit. And the group from Germany always comes about this time, into September and early October, and they're always just delighted to see, what life's like in a different area. Especially they come from a more urban area, from what I understand, and to come to a more rural area and see what life's like is very interesting.
All right. Final topic. Beat Northern.
We have to.
That's this week, this Friday night.
It is. It's coming up fast, and we have the parade beginning at 3:30. I hope everyone can come out and see the parade. And but then at 7:00, it's Northern Durham. It's Friday Night Lights, and we're excited. It'll be a big win for the program, and plus it's homecoming, so it's a perfect time. And I know also Person County Schools is having the staff appreciation night. So we're going to have a huge crowd.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the stadium's going to be packed. So
Good.
for those of you coming out, please try to come out early because it looks like seats are going to be limited.
We'll try to get uptown and film that parade and show it back before the game. But it's always, for some reason, it's always the biggest rivalry, Northern in person.
Right down 501. It's not too far down the road, I would say.
Yeah.
20 some miles maybe. And
Yeah.
I think it'll be a very good game. I know Coach and the team have been practicing very hard. I talked to Coach a little while ago on my way up here to talk to you, and he said they had a great practice, really getting after it, and they have high expectations for a
Pretty healthy. Everybody pretty healthy.
Yeah, everybody's pretty healthy right now.
That's good.
We're coming off the bye week.
Yeah, we had a bye week.
We
That's
had a
good.
bye week, and that always helps. And
Yeah.
that just gives you more time to focus on who you're playing, which everybody for that reason, for that matter, in the conference had a bye week. So, I know Northern Durham's going to be rested as well, but we just have a good feeling about this weekend and, seeing the Rockets get a good victory.
All right. Now, any of the topics that we covered today, if someone still wants additional information or they just want an opportunity to chat with someone, either you or one of your associates or one of the department heads, they can certainly do that. We just sort of had a capsule report, but
Yes, sir.
people are welcome to call and set a time or ask questions.
Anytime, and please check out our Facebook page.
There you go.
If you look at the counselors, they also have a Twitter page. They have a Facebook, a website, and a Twitter. And we put stuff on our website as well, but we can always set up a time to speak with anyone who has any questions.
All right. Can't ask for a more cooperative atmosphere and a more friendly person than our principal, Jarrod at Person High School. And we'll look forward to another visit soon. Anything else? Any final comments you'd think of?
No, sir. It's just Friday night. Go Rockets.
There you go. All right. Thanks so much for watching and listening. And Jarrod Dennis is our guest for Rocket Report. And we will be back again soon and kind of give you some further updates on the progress and things that are going in. So tell your friends to be watching. And thanks for you watching today.